Hello guys, what's up? This is Shirei talking. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'll show you how to defeat the Deep 1 boss that is on a page of the new records, but also on a special event where you find him on attacks. You can use the same strategy for both fights. There will probably be very small differences. Deep 1 is super weak to Pierce, but also very weak to Cold and Lightning. That means that you can use either the first or the second version of Kihachi to destroy Deep 1. Choose your best. If you have the second, she is even better. Okay, so in this fight, Deep 1 we use mostly blunt attacks, one slash attack, one pierce attack that's super strong, many spells that are either cold or shadow. Can also apply ailments, but they don't seem to be a big problem. Well, this guy can also buff break you, but it allows you to buff till he uses that Dark Wash skill. Now, this fight is easy because it's just 1 HP gauge, and I do believe that our characters are now just so strong that we can deplete the HP gauge pretty fast. You can do it in 4 turns, but 5 turns is the average. Well, I am running the new formation Imperial Cross EX because I want to show you how it works. This new formation is nice because it increases a lot of things. You will reduce damage taken from any sources on slot number 1 and slot number 3. Then you reduce indirect damage from slots number 2, 4, and 5. Besides, everyone gets some status. Slot number 1 gets 25% STR agility and intelligence. It's good for debuffers, also good for spellcasters. Slot number 2 is better for healers or characters that don't attack, like Shirei or Matriarch. Slot number 3 is for your tank, because it only gets endurance and will. And debuff to agility, that doesn't really matter much. Then slots number 4 and 5 gets status. Slots 4, STR. So use your damage dealer Kihachi here. Slot number 5 can be the other one. That doesn't really matter as much. So I brought some very nice characters here. First, I am using Hardy. Hardy is super useful here. But it can also be someone like Aspergal or Kenji, because his boss has both skills and spells. And can even be Thomas, a very good character to generate PP in this fight. Then I have James as a debuffer. Well, this boss self-buffs, and it's good to have a buff breaker as well, but because I'm running Kihachi, I don't need. James is a very strong debuffer that can debuff as much as 45% STR and then 30% intelligence just by using skill tree. On Overdrive, he would debuff a lot, and you can choose to just debuff intelligence if you wanted, but I do believe that his skill tree is the best one to use. And we also have Kihachi to do damage. It can be any version of Kihachi. If you want to, can inherit Lightning Dual Slash to apply Laceration, do even more damage. Then I have Shirei. Well, Shirei is here because of his Rainbow Flower Strings, giving attack, defense boost, recovery, and OG generation. Instead of Shirei, you can run the newest Leon. Instead of Katarina, that's also being used here for her passives, but also for her Fury and Schwert. In this fight, you need lots and lots of defense boosts. If you don't have Shirei, bring Leon. If you don't have Katarina, you can bring someone like Gerard or Therese. I think she works pretty well here as well. And instead of James, you can use Paulus, you can use Shiel, you can use Actor. And there is also Monica that could replace some of these characters, but you need a different formation. As for equipment, you can bring big armors that decreases damage versus blunt, shadow, and cold. Try to have 35 points of resistance if possible, so that you can trigger all of Katarina passives. Then another character that works super well here that I forgot to mention is Khalid. You can run Khalid instead of maybe Katarina. I'm not so sure if it will work because you may get some problems with resistance. But Khalid makes Kihachi even more strong, so you can definitely finish the fight in 4 turns if possible. Or even 3, I don't know. Their damage will be super high. Okay, this fight will be a very quick one because of the characters that we are using here. If you are bringing the exact same ones I did, this will last for 4 turns or 5. That's right. Well, there are some things about this boss, like for example, this boss will be buffing STR and agility when using skills, be buffing intelligence when using spells, then gets this buff to endurance and wheel every 3 turns, so it is nice to bring a buff breaker. But since we are bringing Kihachi, we don't need buff breakers. On even turns, also grants himself a heat up of extreme effect that, I don't know, but it may be 30% damage increase. So the game knows that you need to go fast. Gets attack boost every turn and also when attacking, so each new attack does more damage. That's why Joe also helps a lot in this fight, or even Hilda. By the end of a turn, removes debuffs and has a currency so that you don't evade. Okay, Deep 1 has plenty of blunt attacks and plenty of shadow and cold ones. The slash attack is just 1 and the pierce attack is just 1, but it's a very strong pierce attack. Plainly, it's terrible. But, okay, let's start the fight here with James using triple strike sword. This one will debuff STR 3 times, so 45% debuff, and then he will still debuff intelligence by 30. So let's use it. Shirei with his rainbow flowering strings, Hardy with his squid fishing dynamics. Kihachi is a interesting case. We should actually use lightning wall slash, because this will apply laceration. And then we want to give her the extra defense up later. Because right now, on this turn, I'm still casting defense boost with Shirei. And I want Kihachi to reach 0 HP. If possible, that is. And it only happens if she takes a lot of damage. If I use her second skill, she may get a defense up and actually resist more than I want. Well, Katarina is already giving more defense boosts. Even 3 hits. So she may not even die on this first turn. Remember that she has taunt. There's a good chance that she dies. Wine did only 700. Be much better than this. Better for the enemy. But also better for me. Okay, another 800. She didn't die. That is bad. We can run her like this as well. Let's just use triple sword. Same skill, same skill. Now I will be using her first fighting spirit. 3-ring sword. Sometimes it feels like Kihachi can reach overdrive without having to use that skill, but that skill also increases her power, so it's not bad anyway. The good thing is that the laceration also triggers when we are using James. His attack is both slash and pierce. Look at how much damage we're taking now. Just 2 turns of preparation. Shirei is busted. Especially if you're also using Katarina. Okay, so this will actually prove that you can run Kihachi without her Phoenix setup. Let's just use everything again. I think I also got very good RNG with BP generation because I have tons of BP. Eventually she may die because she's still taunting. Free defense boost this. Woolen Rouge is pierce, so it does a lot of damage. And James is doing good damage. Remember that James also buffs status, so he increases damage output of the squad. The damage and how much we debuff it on this turn. Dark Wash is terrible because it will remove your buffs unless you deflect like Hardy did. But Kihachi got it, so she lost lots and lots of buffs. Her damage will be decreased, sadly, but we will have double laceration, actually triple laceration on this turn. You should use her overdrive even if no one else is there. If we had her passive triggered on turn 1, could have ended in this turn. I did a run where it ended on turn 4. But, well, she didn't want to trigger, so I'm okay. I'll finish it in 5 turns instead. That emission is pretty amazing. 1 million damage. It's not even a real damage dealer. 1.6 million damage, Katarina. I'm hopefully that everyone gets to overdrive so that we can see their damage. And it really doesn't matter if he's self-buffing, using triple strike or whatever. Just cannot keep up with our buffs. Oh! Again! She's still taunting. Okay, that's... Ooh. This formation is also helping quite a lot. Now it's time to... full overdrive. Use our best skills and see the end of the fight. The enemy is half dead. $1 million per hit. 1.5 million. James, stop. It's that, Jin. So, very easy fight if you have the very strong characters here. Well guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to support this channel, we have links on the description. Hope to see you soon on the next one. Goodbye.